Now we are following breaking news out of Orange County, where an airport worker has died after an incident that is under investigation at Orlando International Airport.
So we know what happened around 8 o'clock last night near the Delta Airlines terminal. WESH 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox is live at the airport this afternoon after talking with several of those passengers there. Greg, what are they telling you?
They're telling us that there was an awful lot of confusion at first as they were looking out their windows on planes, as they were taxiing up to the gates and seeing dozens of emergency vehicles that were out on the tarmac. Let's give you a look at some of the video that was shared with us by some of those passengers, including one that was on Delta Flight 2593 and those on landing flights that were approaching gates near Gate 78, which is where the fatal incident occurred. A woman who was on the flight, Jacqueline Einfeld, told us they were held on the plane for about 3 hours, and then they were escorted onto the tarmac just before 11 o'clock. According to a spokesman from the FAA, passengers aboard the flight exited by the rear door and the air stairs after a tug, that's a vehicle that actually moves the plane to and from the gate, struck the jet bridge where the plane was parked. No aircraft were involved in the incident. Scott Ensley, a passenger taxiing to the gate after landing from Atlanta, shared what he heard from the pilot.
I assumed it was probably a training exercise, right? I mean, and then the pilot surprisingly kind of came on and made an announcement. And I figured that's what the announcement was going to be. It was like, oh, what you saw over there is just a training exercise, nothing to be worried about. And that was not the case. That was not the announcement that he made. So yeah, I really had not much of an idea of what it was. I think he called it a serious incident on the ground, and that we were just holding. At that point, he didn't know much about timing or how long we'd be there.
The airline released this statement, quote, "The Delta family is heartbroken at the loss of a team member while on the job at Orlando International Airport on the evening of May 7th. We are focused on extending our full support to family and taking care of our Orlando team during this difficult time. We are working with local authorities as a full investigation gets underway to determine what occurred." And this statement from the airport: "The MCO community is deeply saddened about the loss of an airport staff member, and we send our condolences to his friends and family." The identity of the man who was killed is not being released at this time. Leading the investigation into this incident is Orlando Police Department, and right now they are not commenting or providing any other incident information at this point. This is a developing story here at Orlando International, and we'll keep you up to date on WESH 2 News First at 4, and of course online at WESH.com. Covering Orange County, live at Orlando International, Greg Fox, WESH 2 News.